Stuck in the cuddle purgoratory. Hi. My boyfriend wakes me up in the morning with cuddles, which I love. The only problem is that I wake up half asleep and I'd think that we just fix our cuddle position to go back to sleep. Wrong. This man wants to interact with me, making faces and asking me questions, so I wake up fully every morning. Okay, so we're awake now. Then he decides he wants to fall asleep because he got his morning attention and now he can peacefully sleep while cuddling. This makes me furious and I've spoken to him about it because I just hate being woken up in the morning to be ignored and stuck in a cuddle position fully awake. I also don't want to move because I'm considerate when someone's sleeping. He also doesn't let me leave the bed. My plan for now is to wake up tomorrow and do the same thing to him just to give him a taste of his medicine and so he can start learning to be more considerate of me when I'm asleep. But what can I do moving forward? Edit. Thanks for the funny comments and those that really do make sense. The more he sees the comment, giving different angles and points, the more it becomes concrete in his mind to stop doing it. I failed to mention that we don't see each other a lot and I have been in his city, hence the cuddling bombing, so I understand. Most importantly, he understands my POV too. Again, thanks everyone. Edit PT2. I see what red flags there are based on just reading my post, which could have been worded better. This probably could have caused the variability on the comments about the gravity of the situation. I intended for this post to be a lighthearted rant. Also, I posted on Reddit knowing that I could take advantage of my anonymity here and not for attention. I would have posted our selfie otherwise. Or something more serious but totally made up story. I have enough attention from him anyway, hence the post I guess. Haha. He was reading with me because we both were open to div solutions and some comments were hilarious. Sometimes he just can't help being annoying, sometimes I can't help it. Like I said, it was supposed to be a lighthearted rant which wasn't worded well. Tomorrow is a new day. Water gun fight pew pew! Exclamation mark. Just tell him you don't want to be woken up. Say you enjoy the cuddling, but the talking wakes you up too much and ask if he could please keep it to cuddles only until you two are ready to wake up. If he has an issue with that, keep talking to him once he gets comfy and tries to fall back asleep. Anytime he stops talking, ask a question. And if he says something like, "I just want to sleep," retort back, "So did I. But here we are now." This reminds me of my ex-wife. She used to ask one of our daughters if she was asleep mid-road trip, asked over and over if she was asleep louder every time until she woke her up confused and she would just say, "Oh, it's okay sweetheart, go back to sleep." It annoyed and infuriated everyone as she was dead serious. LMAO. I hate being woken up too. Well, maybe you don't want cuddles or talks. Maybe you want a spontaneous water fight while he's in deep sleep. My girlfriend hid a lunch date with a male coworker from me. She has always been very straightforward with me about plans, where she's going, who she's with, etc. We have especially established boundaries where we would discuss interactions with members of the opposite sex beforehand. She started a job last month and has been keeping me looped in on everything: team outings, orientations, etc. She tells me about lunches with her female employees, etc. Today we were joking about her hanging out with guys and she said, "I had a lunch with Steve a month ago and we didn't hook up or anything." I had no idea she had lunch with Steve. She then realized she accidentally admitted to having lunch with this guy behind my back. She said she didn't tell me because she figured I wouldn't like it. She said she kept it a secret because she was afraid I'd be upset. He drove her to lunch and they ate together for about an hour at a local restaurant. I'm currently really upset. No, I wouldn't have had a problem with it if she had explained to me that they were going to lunch to have a one-to-one and get to know each other. I did expect her to tell me that she was having a solo lunch with a male coworker though. I feel betrayed and lied to. This is the second time she's lied to me about something involving another guy in 6 months. Why would she say they didn't hook up? There's two possibilities. Either she's cheating and hiding things from you, or you're super controlling and she's afraid of you. She's lied twice in the last 6 months. This isn't going to change. You can either accept that, try and set a boundary, but it is clear she won't care, or move on. But she's a liar and she doesn't care if she lies and hurts you. So she knew she was breaking boundaries already set in the relationship but did it anyway. Wonder what other boundaries she's crossing. Also, why the hell would she state that they didn't hook up? That's shady as hell, man. The most disturbing part of her admission was the "and we didn't hook up or anything" part. Where in the heck did that come from? Freudian slip? Am I being odd for possibly dumping boyfriend over his friendship with a female friend? Title: Boyfriend and said friend, met, on social media platform called Clubhouse. They have never met before in real life but they are very close. I came into the picture after their friendship. He sends her on errands, they FaceTime, to the point he has a picture of her falling asleep. He speaks to her mother even on FaceTime etc. It is known in the friendship group that she is seeing someone else but whatever. I know the other guy she's been seeing. I have been his girlfriend for almost a year and didn't really notice how close their friendship was, to be honest. Until these events happened, in this order. 1. He used her cleavage as his Clubhouse DP. Her nipples were showing through the top. I asked how he got such a picture. He said via her Snapchat. I don't have her on Snapchat. And he asked her permission to post it so she could be roasted by the guys. It was so out of character for him that I lost it. I couldn't take the disrespect because he didn't even think about how I would feel. I broke up with him because he saw no wrong. He apologized and we got back together. I asked him to create a boundary and he said I was being insecure. 2. She called him at 4 a.m. because she saw he was online on Clubhouse. I have male friends. No one calls me at 4 a.m. I lost it again. Same reaction from him. I am being odd. I asked if he wanted me to set the boundary for him since he isn't able to. Please note she doesn't know I am his girlfriend but she knows he has a GF. I was very happy to introduce myself and maybe my fist to her jaw after I dealt with him. 3. She FaceTimed him with her mother to discuss food I made for him that he proudly posted on social media. Again, she doesn't know I am his GF. And he entertains the call with me in the other room. Look, I don't like this girl but I don't like my boyfriend more. Something about their relationship seems off. I am giving him some distance ATM but I feel really hurt that he defends this woman he has never met over me, his GF. People in his real life know I am his GF. I will likely dump him but I just have to vent and say this is so fucked up. Or am I being dramatic? He has been gaslighting me but I feel so undervalued. I give him so much love and he can't even respect me because of a social media friend? A man in his mid-30s. Edit. Thank you all so much. Update. I've dumped him and changed my number. He's blocked everywhere. We've discussed this too many times and I'm too old to tell a man approach 40 about boundaries. Good riddance. You got me at using her cleavage photo as a DP skull op. You won't regret leaving him lol. You gave your boundaries, it looks like he doesn't want to respect them. The question is not about your boundaries being good or not, to each its own. It's about wanting to be with someone that doesn't seems to at least accept to talk seriously about your boundaries. He's not respecting you as his girlfriend or your boundaries. Don't create drama, just walk away. How do I tell my sister that her husband is ruining our family gatherings? My family and I can't stand my sister's husband. He's a smart ass, arrogant, is socially unaware of how he comes off and doesn't care to build a relationship with anyone in my family. Despite that, we still tried to be welcoming and invite him to family gatherings and life events because we don't want to alienate my sister, but he rarely showed up. No complaints from us though. When my family have a get-together it's always a good time full of stories, games and laughter. After my sister got married last month, he started attending the gatherings. My family is pretty simple, we always keep conversation light and usually just make fun of each other. Meanwhile my brother-in-law is really boring and has a way of making conversation awkward. He complains about politics any chance he gets and we're not political at all. This has resulted in my brothers becoming disinterested in the conversation as soon as he talks. We love to play board games but he has actually ruined it by being really competitive instead of just a casual game of Monopoly or Codenames. Not sure if anyone is familiar with Codenames but it's a team game and he straight up just ignores the team and answers everything by himself without talking to his team. Now we can't play our favorite game because no one wants to play on his team. When he starts losing, he becomes a sore loser and really sours the mood. We're all from the same Asian country but he seems ignorant of our traditions and doesn't acknowledge my parents when he meets them, which makes my parents feel really disrespected. I'm with a white guy and even he says it's disrespectful if I did that to his parents. My spouse is really respectful of our culture and is welcomed by my family because he fits right in. My parents are always calling me to complain about their interactions with him. During their wedding prep, my mom got rushed to the emergency for hypertension because she really didn't want to give my sister away to him and cried for days. My family is religious and my sister and brother-in-law had been living apart until their wedding, and my parents are worried that he has too much influence over her. He convinced her to be anti-vax and completely anti-medicine. My sister has always been a bit naive and thinks the world of him. I find it hard to believe that she doesn't notice the negative effect he has on the family, but she's not letting on that she's aware or has done anything about it. I suspect that he started attending because she wants him to be closer to us, but he's not really trying to be likable at all. No one in the family except me is confrontational, so I'd like to tell my sister how her husband is coming off to the family in hopes of bettering the relationship, but I don't want to make her feel like I'm attacking him, despite how much I can't stand him. I guess I'm wondering what's the best way to approach this and how to talk to her. I don't want my family to avoid our gatherings because of him, which one brother is already doing. I know it won't be easy for my sister to hear any of this, but I can't do nothing. Too long did not read. My brother-in-law is too boring, competitive, political and arrogant for my cheerful family, so I'd like to make my sister aware of this so he can either try to be more likable or stop attending for everyone's sake, cause I don't think he wants to be there anyway. Edit. Wow, I didn't expect so many responses. I appreciate all your advice. Just to make it clear, we have been nothing but welcoming and friendly despite our issues with him. I even offered him a room at my home when he was between moves. My family pretty much did their wedding, which took a lot of time and stress, but we were happy to do it for them. My goal is not to kick him out or alienate them, but give awareness to my sister to give her a chance to improve his relationship with us, because I know she values our family time. I apologize for not emphasizing that in the post. I actually think she would appreciate the help, but tact is not my specialty, that's why I made this post. I have a blunt and sometimes insensitive way of saying things, and I wanted to approach this carefully. I want to show her that my goal is to better relations and not to bash on him. So I will sit on this for a while and read everyone's advice over again to find the best way to approach this, because at the end of the day I just want everyone to enjoy each other's company. Yes, we can't change him and we have to learn to deal with him, but they have to adjust to us too, instead of the family walking on eggshells around them. Thanks again for all the advice. It's been very helpful. I think it's reasonable to talk to her about his behavior in your parents' home. Not framed as an attack on his character, no matter how much he might deserve it, but be prepared for it to go badly no matter how careful you are. I have a sister married to a guy the first can't stand. Has to be the center of attention, bigoted, ignorant, terrible sense of humor. And aside from trashing him behind his back, there's really nothing we can do. He's her husband, she thinks he's great. Knew someone who had a sister-in-law like this. They approached the brother, and he couldn't see what they were talking about. Told them they were being cruel, etc., and it led to a number of arguments. In the end, they recorded the conversations with her, edited it down, so it was only her talking, and played it back for him. It was almost an hour of passive-aggressive nonsense and outright hostility. When he heard the actual words she was using in isolation, he realized just how awful the things she was saying were.